Taking your driving test can be a nerve-wracking experience. After weeks or months of preparation, the last thing any learner driver wants is to fail their test. Failing a driving test can happen for a variety of reasons, but some are much more common. It's important to be aware of what these frequent mistakes are and how you can avoid them. So that's why in this video we're going to explore the top 10 most common reasons for failing a driving test in the UK. First being not making effective observations at junctions. One of the most common reasons for failing a driving test is failing to make effective observations at junctions. Examiners expect you to check the traffic properly before emerging into a new road, or before crossing a junction. Examples of common mistakes include failing to judge the speed of an approaching car, entering a roundabout too soon, or not observing before merging into a carriageway. So how do you avoid it? To avoid this fault, you need to develop a habit of checking both ways well in advance of reaching a junction. Always look for any approaching vehicles and assess their speed before making a move. The next reason that you might fail your test is incorrect use of mirrors when changing direction. Mirrors play a crucial role in maintaining awareness of your surroundings. A common reason for a driving test failure is not using your mirrors correctly, especially when you are changing lanes, turning into a roundabout, or exiting. So how can you avoid this? Use the mirror signal maneuver. Every time you change direction or speed, make a habit to check all of your mirrors and blind spots thoroughly. The next is failing to move off safely. This can occur when pulling away from the side of the road or on a slope, or when you are parked behind another vehicle. Mistakes can be moving off without checking for oncoming traffic or forgetting to check your blind spots. To avoid this, before moving off behind a parked vehicle, take extra care to ensure there is no oncoming traffic, or practice moving off in different situations, such as from a parked position on a hill or after an emergency stop. Make your checks consistently throughout your test. The next is incorrect positioning when turning right at junctions. Positioning is key when turning right at junctions, especially on busy roads. A common mistake is positioning too far to the left or on the centre of the road, when you should be closer to the right. Poor positioning can obstruct other road users, delay traffic, and increase the risk of accidents. So how can you avoid this? Position your car close to the centre of the road when preparing to turn right at a junction. When turning right at a roundabout, make sure you are in the correct lane early and clearly signal your intentions. Check your mirrors and blind spots before making the turn and practice right turns in various junction scenarios to improve your spatial awareness and timing. The next failure is for not responding correctly to traffic lights. Traffic light errors are the most common reason for failing a driving test. This includes failing to stop at a red light, not progressing when the green light shows, and stopping beyond the stop line for cyclists. To avoid this, familiarise yourself with the different traffic light sequences and always be prepared to react accordingly. When you approach a junction, pay close attention to the lights and any cyclists or pedestrians. The next is poor steering control. A lack of control over the steering wheel is another frequent cause of a test failure. This includes steering too late or too early, causing the car to either mount the pavement, cross into the other lane, or veer close to other vehicles. In order to avoid this, have smooth, controlled steering. This is something that can be improved with practice. Make sure you steer in a timely and measured way. Whether you're negotiating a bend, making a turn, or avoiding parked cars, avoid overcorrecting or steering too early, as this can cause you to drift out of your lane. Next is failing to respond correctly to signs. Traffic signs are essential to safe driving, yet ignoring or misreading them is a common cause of test failure. To avoid this, make sure that you are familiar with all key traffic signs in the highway code. Pay close attention to signs as you drive and adjust your speed or lane accordingly. Practice identifying and responding to signs in various driving environments to improve your reaction. Alongside that, people also fail for misinterpreting road marking. Road markings provide critical guidance, but not understanding or following them can lead to a failure. Common mistakes include crossing solid white lines, ignoring direction arrows, or entering a box junction when the exit isn't clear. To avoid this, again, study the highway code and understand the importance of road markings. When you approach an area with road markings, such as a mini roundabout or a box junction, always follow the instructions provided with the markings. Practice in areas with complex road markings to ensure you can respond to them for your test. Next is poor road positioning during normal driving. Incorrect road positioning, such as drifting too close to the curb or the centre of the road, is another common failure. This can make other road users feel unsafe and lead to potential hazards. To avoid it, always aim to position your car in the centre of your lane, ensuring a safe distance from both the curb and any oncoming vehicles. Use your mirrors regularly to check your position and adjust if necessary. If you're driving on a dual carriageway, stay in the left lane unless overtaking, and avoid unnecessary lane changes. And finally, not driving at a safe speed. Driving too fast or too slowly is one of the most common reasons for failing a driving test. Exceeding the speed limit or not adjusting your speed to road conditions can lead to dangerous situations. To avoid this, always be aware of the speed limit and adjust your driving speed to suit the road conditions, weather and traffic. For example, slow down in wet weather, in busy areas or when approaching bends. However, also be cautious of driving too slowly. Failing your driving test can be disheartening, but with enough practice and preparation you can try your best to get that full license. Focus on key areas such as observation, mirror usage, speed control and positioning. Remember, the practical driving test is not only about showing that you can operate the car, but also demonstrating that you can drive safely and considerately in real world situations. If you're looking for more learner driver tips, be sure to subscribe to see future videos. Thanks for watching and safe driving.